Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my informative presentation. I'm going to be talking about my future profession, which is wedding planning. Wedding planning is something I am very passionate about and something that I'm very excited to get to start doing. So weddings are a significant event in couples' lives, and couples are often willing to spend a considerable amount of money to ensure that their weddings are well organized. So it's very important to be very knowledgeable and have a passion for this industry. There's some very important skills that are pretty essential that you must possess when you are a wedding planner to be successful. That is being organized, being very detail oriented, being a skilled communicator and negotiator. Also, sometimes you work independently, and most wedding planners do, so being business savvy is also a key to being very successful. So I'm actually going to share a video with you guys, and this is something that a couple actually filmed right after their wedding. I thought it was a really sweet video and really shows why I have chosen this career path and why I want to do what I've chosen to do. Alright, here we go.
To Nuria and Crystal Events, thank you so much for everything that you've done for the last year for us. This is the most magical day and we couldn't be happier.
Yeah, we'd highly recommend Crystal Events to anybody. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, she made life so easy for us, and she's been a dream come true. Nuria, thank you. Laura, thank you. Crystal Events, thank you. From the Heffernans.
Okay, so as a wedding planner, you will work closely alongside couples. This way you can ensure that all of their visions really become a reality. You will also work with different vendors, and you will help them pick out venues. There is no fixed educational requirements for being a wedding planner. However, you can receive a wedding planning certificate, or you can go to school for business administration, hospitality management, which is what I'm doing. A lot of them will actually just base their careers off of experience, referrals, and recommendations that they've received from clients that they may have done a small wedding for or an event for, because like I said, you don't have any educational requirements to become a wedding planner. I've decided to work towards my bachelor's degree just because planners who have started out this way typically will start out with greater responsibilities and higher pay if they decide to work for an event planner or if they decide to work for an event planning company. There is different event planning companies and wedding planners who will hire qualified candidates. As a wedding planner, you can expect heavy workloads, long hours, weekends, holidays, especially during the summer. You can expect to work late nights and pretty much every weekend. According to the Wedding Planner's Handbook, planners offer basically 3 types of packages to couples, and I'm just going to give you guys basically a breakdown of what these packages typically will include. So the first type is consulting packages. These are typically billed by the hour and can range anywhere from $40 to about $60, and this can actually get up to about $100 to $150, and sometimes can exceed that amount depending on how experienced you are and what type of event you are doing. That also can vary on where you are living. Obviously, if you are in a larger city like New York or Boston, you will tend to have a higher pay. So consulting packages consist of the client sitting down with you and basically going over any areas that they need your expertise on. This could be pulling together on design ideas, confirming or suggesting different vendors or venues. And it's also a good time where you can go over what they have gotten together so far and see if they are leaving anything out. It's also, let me see. So actually, the next thing I'm going to go on to is a day of coordination packages. These prices really vary depending on the area and the size of the wedding. In larger, more metropolitan areas, the price of this package can typically range from about $1,200 to $800, and obviously, if you have a larger wedding or if you are using more than one location, there will be additional fees for that and the price will be greater. As a day of coordinator, you really do have your hands full. After discussing the client's vision, you are in charge of the rehearsal dinner. You're also in charge of making formal introductions to the vendors. It's very important that you are aware of who everyone is and what exactly everyone is going to be doing. This way you can keep on a schedule and make sure all of the bride and groom's requests have really been met. And on the day of the wedding, as a day of coordinator, it's really important that you are there for the entire event, from before when they start setting up to when they start breaking everything down at the end of the night. And the third type is full service planning packages. These can typically range from about $3,000 to $5,000 if the bride is involved with the planning. There is some brides who like to do some parts but really like to leave some things up to an expert. If they are not involved, the price, it almost can double, and this can range from about $5,000 to about $10,000 to $15,000 depending on the size and the location. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, how do you deal with high maintenance clients? And I've broken this down into a couple different categories, so I'm going to share with you what I've come up with on how I would handle high maintenance clients. So I would make sure that I was setting expectations for my workload. Making sure that you have set business hours is very important. There's no reason why you should be answering your phone at 3:30 in the morning unless somebody's venue is burning down or there's really an emergency. Things like that could typically wait until you come in the morning and really when your business opens. By establishing these hours, you really are setting the boundaries and not allowing them to basically walk all over you, which can very easily happen. Another thing you can do is set up a weekly phone call. This way you can address all of your clients' questions and concerns. Obviously, if their event is closer up, maybe you could talk to them every 2 to 3 days. You don't need to be talking to them every day unless it's something very important. Your high maintenance clients will like this weekly phone call. This way they can have it scheduled. They know exactly when you will be talking. They can prepare any questions they have during the week. They can jot things down. They can shoot you emails. If you create folders in your emails that each one is labeled for a different client, it makes it a lot easier to filter through them. That way you're not forgetting anything, opposed to just keeping all of your clients' emails all together under one folder. And then another thing would be to set a day each week when you can send a summary email to the client, and it is very important to let them know, like I said, which day you will be doing that. Basically, this is just a weekly recap email over everything you've done, if there's anything new that they need to be aware of. This way they can know all of that. Another thing is to have a clear way out. In the end, it's really your choice if you do decide to work with the client or not. So if you've tried your best to secure this relationship and it's just not working out and it's in your best interest to, I would say, fire the client, it's very important to do this before anything gets worse and long before their event is supposed to happen. This way they can begin working with a new party planner. It's also important to keep in mind when you are deciding to terminate this contract that you are not pointing the finger at the client, and you kind of have to walk on a fine line because you also want to make sure that you are not blaming yourself for it not working out either. So that can be hard. Sometimes it's just a mismatch of personalities and it just didn't work out. Another thing is, like I said, if you allow clients to push you around, they are going to do this. So letting the client know that you are in control, but you also do understand what needs to be done to ensure that their event is being planned professionally is very important. And by doing this, you can really show off your skills and your knowledge as a professional planner. If you don't feel strong enough to keep control, you may not want to start off, obviously, doing big weddings at the beginning. This can be a lot to take on, so I would suggest doing smaller events and like maybe parties, smaller like parties, and until you have the confidence to really stand your ground and be able to manage all these different things that can be going on, then yeah, it's just better to stick with small parties at that time. I really hope everyone gained some knowledge about my chosen career path, and I just want to go ahead and thank everyone again for tuning in. Thank you.